Well, look, prior to peak performing females, I guess it's a feeling that you never really forget. I was going through a stage in my life where I felt like my body was betraying me, to be really frank with you. I really loved moving my body. I did a lot of cardio and a lot of training, and the results that I was experiencing in the past, I was no longer experiencing because my body was changing and I just wasn't across what that was and couldn't really quite name it. From an experience perspective, what I actually found was that I went through this stage of needing to get to know myself and understand my body better in a way that I couldn't do on my own. And I couldn't do in a way that was able to not only understand where I was now, but also where I was moving forward. Because my objective around looking after myself is longevity. I want to live a long, happy life. It wasn't something that I was able to do prior to stepping into this environment. The insights and perspectives that I got by working in this space, especially through the blood tests and through all of those results, it's life-changing. I understand and know my body now. I understand how it responds and how it reacts, how to look after it. And it's been really valuable in that way. It was affecting it quite significantly, especially because it wasn't like I wasn't exercising. I was. But what I didn't know at the time was that I was doing the wrong types of exercises for the stage and the age that I was actually at. And so I wasn't eating the right foods at the right times in the right ways. I wasn't nourishing my body the way it needed. And I wasn't moving my body the way it needed. I was doing a lot of cardio and my body was no longer responding the way it was. I was tired. And I knew that the best version of me was in there, deep in there somewhere, but it just wasn't coming out in the way that I really wanted it to. I was running on empty. My sleep was affected. I was putting on weight. Even though I was working really hard, I felt at the gym. It was really tough. It really enabled me to do something that I wasn't able to do for a really long time. And that was to take control back. And not to take control of the external environment, but take control back of myself. Because one of the things that I found really debilitating leading into this and even prior to the peak performing females program is that I thought I was in control of myself and I wasn't. And because I'm a very discipline driven person, doing things the same way I've always done and not achieving the outcomes was really upsetting. Effort needs to equal outcome for me. So what it gave me during the program was complete control. It gave me clarity. So I knew where to put my effort, where to spend time, where to use my energy effectively. And once I understood it and I knew it and I applied it, everything aligned. Everything was on point. Everything was the way it needed to be. And of course, the really most valuable part was that I wasn't on my own. I was actually being supported by a really amazing ecosystem of not just humans, but of science-backed insights and perspectives that got to know me in a really bespoke way. And I could now know myself, like myself, and really trust myself with the support network that I was provided in the background. It was really valuable. I've got 3 pieces of advice. The first piece is you're going to feel that fear and you should do it anyway. I felt it and I did it and I don't regret it for a single second. That's the first piece of advice. The second piece of advice I'd give, you've got to choose your hard. And walking around tired and lethargic, not feeling my true self and going and trying clothes on in the change rooms and being really disappointed about how I looked and all the rest of it, that was really hard. Going to the gym and having that discipline and feeding myself and nurturing myself and putting the time in to look after myself in the way I really needed to, that was also hard. So choosing your hard is hard. And I know which hard I really want to choose. That's the second piece of advice. The third piece of advice is that as you get older, I actually think I know everything. I think I know enough to know what I should be doing, even though I may not be doing it right now. The reality is that with this program and with the experience with peak performing females is that I learned things about myself I couldn't find out any other way other than going through this journey, and investing in myself has been really significant shift in not only how I see myself, but also how I treat myself and how I value myself. And so I think that that's a really important aspect as well. Having my own owner's manual for health and longevity is the biggest, most beautiful gift you can give yourself. It is the ultimate gift of self-love. And because it's so incredibly uniquely you, it's one of those things that you carry for the rest of your life. I can't unknow what's best for me now. I can't not apply the principles that are an ingrained part of who I am and what I do and how I treat myself. So it's like the ultimate gift of self-love. From a support standpoint, the team were absolutely incredible. They were there for my highs and they celebrated celebrated with me, but they also knew that I was only human. And while I did put my very, very best foot forward every single day, there were versions of me as I travel through getting older, perimenopause and all the rest of it, where my next step or my best foot forward was not necessarily the most perfect step, but the level of support and understanding and insights and perspectives were really quite significant. The mindset shift around having people like that on your corner or in your corner is really, really incredible and really valuable. And it's definitely worth the investment. I would definitely recommend this program to other high performing females because you're actually getting more than one thing. You're not just being held while you're in the program, you're actually being given a blueprint, an operating system, an operating model for the way to be for the rest of your life. It's not just the experience within, it's the outcomes and the knowledge and experience that you're actually walking away with that's incredibly valuable. This isn't a one-off experience that you do and enjoy in that moment and then walk away and not feel any different. You're actually walking away with this really foundational blueprint of how to operate most effectively for the rest of your life. And you can't put a cost on that. It's absolutely incredible. It changes you. And if you're ready for that type of change, you're ready to be and feel like the best version of you, the soul-aligned version of you, this is the program for you. It's done it for me. It's who I am now. The person I am now is not the person that I was prior to stepping into this space and this environment. And I encourage you to do it. I did it and I'm not sorry and you won't be either.